रानी, थैंक यू सो मच हमसे बात करने के लिए। सबसे पहले यही जानना चाहूँगी, एचआईएल पहली बार वुमेंस लीग भी करवा रहा है और ये सारे ग्रास रूट से लेके सीनियर वुमेंस तक कितना इम्पैक्ट रहेगा ये लीग का, ये प्लीज़ हमें बताइए।
मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि विमेंस के लिए पहली बार हॉकी इंडिया लीग हो रहा है, क्योंकि हम सब बहुत सालों से इस चीज़ की वेट करते थे कि कब विमेंस का लीग शुरू होगा, बट फाइनली वो मोमेंट आ गया कि आई थिंक हॉकी इंडिया का बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है कि उन्होंने विमेंस लीग कराने के लिए सोचा। इस लीग में बहुत सारे यंगस्टर्स हमें देखने को मिलेंगे, जो हमारे फ्यूचर में हमें हेल्प करेंगे 2024 2028 के लिए, क्योंकि जब वो यंगस्टर्स को ये प्लेटफॉर्म मिलता है खेलने के लिए, उनका एक कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड होता है, एंड वो कंट्री को दिखते हैं कि हमारे अपकमिंग प्लेयर्स आ रहे हैं। एंड फाइनेंशियली ऑल्सो प्लेयर्स को काफ़ी हेल्प होगा इसमें, प्लेयर्स को, क्योंकि सब हॉकी प्लेयर्स मोस्टली हम्बल बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं। सो आई एम हैप्पी कि एटलीस्ट वुमेंस की लीग शुरू हुई।
आपकी टीम की अगर बात की जाए, सूरमा, टेटे और सविता दोनों आए हैं, कितना फोकस रहा है इंडियन कोर ग्रुप पे और उनको अपने टीम में लेने का?
क्योंकि हमारा फोकस यही था कि क्या हम मैक्सिमम जो प्लेयर्स हैं वो इंडियंस पे फोकस करें, क्योंकि ये लीग बेसिकली इंडियन प्लेयर्स के लिए कराई जा रही है, सो और स्पेशली यंगस्टर्स के लिए। सो हमें यही था कि क्या हम ज़्यादा फोकस इंडियन प्लेयर्स पे करके, ताकि उनको ज़्यादा मौका मिले खेलने के लिए ना, क्योंकि वही हमारा फ्यूचर है। आई नो सेकंड अभी सीजन सेकंड जो सेशन में है वो और ज़्यादा यंगस्टर आएंगे, वो और भी हमें अच्छे देखने के लिए मिलेंगे, बट फोकस इंडियंस पे ही था, क्योंकि हॉकी इंडिया बहुत पैसा इन्वेस्ट कर रही है इसमें, स्पेंड कर रही है एक्चुअली। तो हमें था कि कैसे हम इंडियन प्लेयर्स को और ग्रूम कर सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल। और अभी फाइनल क्वेश्चन, खेलने से कोचिंग मेंटोरिंग तक आपके पर्सनल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या है ये टीम को लेके? ऑफकोर्स आपने यंगस्टर्स की काफ़ी बात की है, लेकिन सीनियर्स और यंगस्टर्स को साथ साथ लेके चलना है आपको।
बिल्कुल, क्योंकि आप अकेले यंग टीम के साथ नहीं खेल सकते और सिर्फ अकेले एक्सपीरियंस के साथ नहीं खेल सकते, आपको दोनों मिक्स चाहिए। तो मुझे लगता है हमारा मेन फोकस वही है कि कैसे हम यंगस्टर्स एंड एक्सपीरियंस को साथ में मिला के खेल सकते हैं। एंड आई विल डू माई बेस्ट कि मैं अपनी जो नॉलेज है, अपना एक्सपीरियंस है, वो कैसे मैं प्लेयर्स के साथ शेयर कर सकूँ।
Thank you so much, Rani. It's nice to have you with us once again.
Thank you.
Of course, I want to speak about how the team is shaping up. You are one of the four franchise leagues, franchisees who are getting into the women's league as well. It is super important for the growth of hockey as well. But what are your personal objectives when it comes to the women's team?
I think team objectives is always the same, Gargi. We want to have a great team. We want to give them the same experience, the same support, and the same infrastructure.
Yeah.
What the guys' team are enjoying. So our SMC team, our coaching team is different, so that the focus is there, and we'll provide them a great atmosphere like we do across all our teams. And as you know, whatever we do, ultimately we want to focus on grassroots development.
Yeah.
So our athlete brand will now start hockey academies, like we've already started cricket and football. So that's the vision. In 5-7 years, if our academy girls are part of our Shrachi Rarh Bengal Tiger team, it'll be a great success. So that's the thought process.
And Udita, of course, 32 lakhs and the highest bid player till now.
Till now.
What were your strategy when you went for her?
Look, I think even yesterday, if you remember, even in the men's, our coaches were very clear from day one, both men's and women's, that our team would focus around the Indians or grow around the Indians. Yeah. And so we put our purse behind the Indian players, like we did with the men's team as well. So we spent a lot on Udita because we believe she is a superstar. I was really, really keen to get Sunila as well, but we spent too much money on the previous two. We got Vandana, which is very critical. Now we are after a goalkeeper. I think we got Beauty and Lal Singh in decent rates. They were all our targets. Our international buys have been very, very reasonable. I think we were probably the only franchise, and thanks to Glenn for that we were looking at the Irish girls. Not a lot of people know the Irish girls, so I think that advantage we had. But I think the fact that there are so many players in the pool, and there are only 4 teams this year, of course 6 will happen next year, we know that for sure now. So it was much more reasonable across a few players. Everybody was bidding. I think all the teams will be very, very good.
satisfied with how everything is
I
shaping
think
up?
shaping up, we still have 12, 13 more to recruit, but a lot of our players are from the 2 lakh, 5 lakh category
Yes.
base price, so we'll be fine with our player purse also, I believe. But we're keeping good money for our goalkeeper. We haven't got a. We are looking at an international goalkeeper, and a lot of the unsold goalkeepers will keep coming back. I think we are set. There's enough players, and there are only 4 teams vying. Even the process today is faster, as you can see. Each team has already got 11, 12 players. So I think the pace is also going great.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking to us, Rahul. We'll catch you after the auction.
Thanks,
Happier
Darleen.
with you with how the auctions have turned out and having both the teams and some of the best Indian players as well in the team?
Very happy so far. I mean, still there's a long way to go. So, but our strategy has always been to have a very, very strong core and a core which is going to stay with the team for the next 3 years. We're also targeting a lot of players. I think from that region, because Haryana contributes close to 50% of the talent for the Indian national team. So on that front, things have gone well, and it also remains consistent. I think with our philosophy of being in Indian sport, that we are doing this for the betterment and for the upliftment of Indian sport, and that is going to happen if more and more Indian players get the opportunity, get the exposure, and that competitive exposure is very important, not only for the Indian main team players which have gone in the auction, but a lot of the next pipeline and the juniors as well.
And how do you see the women's league, which is going to run simultaneously to the men's league? I'm being told that this is the first time that's going to happen simultaneously. So what in the women's league and the future that you see?
Luckily, we've had that experience with the WPL, and I think it has been a great success. So there's a lot of learnings, there's a lot of inspiration to take there. At least I can see that what we saw very exciting in women's cricket was that it's a new brand of sport that came out, which was really loved by everyone. And I do feel that while a lot of the times there are comparisons which are made between men's and women's sport, but I think it's truly special. Like these girls deserve the best. And the kind of importance that they have, like when they come, when they perform, they go back as role models into their communities, which is really inspirational and which is really phenomenal. So I think the league will be a great stepping stone for inspiring the next generation of girls in India to take up sport and to take up hockey.
And do you feel this is also going to have a very positive impact when we talk about grassroots development?
Absolutely, and like as Divyanshu said, so part of our strategy is also to pick a few young athletes to help them develop, and it's a great platform for these athletes to, display their skills and showcase their skills to the world. And hopefully, we get a few more players coming through who, and representing India and the respective countries from this platform.
And Todi and Savita, were those two always a priority for you guys?
Yes, they were on our priority list, and we strategized quite well. So Sudhanshu and Srinivas and all did all the hard work behind that to make those numbers happen. So that's always part of our strategy
Both
to
the
have them.
Indian captains are with the Soorma team.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
Coach, do you think the purse is little less as compared to like 2 crores for 24 players? That's a bit tight because you're losing out on a lot of players who have the 10 lakh base price. So any thoughts?
Can I take that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this has also come, I mean, I don't want to reveal a lot about the strategy, but being in a few franchise sports, we've realized the importance of impact players. And I think for them, if we need to break the bank, we feel it's important because these are the players who kind of get you off the ground. And in terms of what I think fringe players is not the word you want to say. Maybe you want to talk about the bench strength and the others. And on that, we want to give that exposure more and more to the juniors as possible. So that it kind of also helps to create the next generation of Indian players.
So Hockey India has also issued a statement that they've approved the request for the junior players to go from 10 lakh back to 2 lakhs now. So I think the fact that they went unsold will change now.
Yes. So that's what the break right now is for. At the end of the day, all of this is happening for the betterment of Indian hockey. And if Indian players do get that opportunity to play, I think the amount of money is secondary. But them getting the platform to play, I think, is a priority, and on which all teams and the leagues have come to a consensus that even if they are to come at a low price, but give them the opportunity so that they get to play.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.